Hello and welcome everyone. Myself RAUSHAN GUPTA and I'm from second year of BCA department from STJ International College. So today I'll be discussing here about the cursor. So let's quickly focus on what is cursor. So a cursor is a pointer to the context area. PLSQL contains the context area through a cursor. A cursor holds the row returned by SQL statement. The set of two rows cursor holds is referred to as the active set. Okay, so you can name a cursor so that it could be referred in a program to fetch and process the row returned by the SQL statement. So the literary work of the cursor is to fetch and process the row written by the SQL once at a time. So according here there are two type of cursor. One is implicit cursor and second is explicit cursor. So we'll see it about detail in our next slide. So quickly focus on what is implicit cursor. Implicit cursors are automatically created by the Oracle whenever an SQL statement is executed. Generally when any SQL statement is executed, and suddenly after that implicit cursors are automatically created. So when there is no explicit cursor for the statement, programs cannot control the implicit cursor and information in it. So whenever a DML statements like insert, update and delete is issued, an implicit cursor is associated with the statement. For insert operations, the cursor holds the data and needs to be inserted. For update and delete operations, the cursor identifies the rows that would be affected, right? So here are some uh, types in implicit cursor. I will see it one by one. So first is %found. So actually, the simplest meaning is that it last DML is successful, it returns true. So technical languages return true if an insert, update or delete statement affect one or more rows, or a select into statement return one or more rows, otherwise it return false. Okay, so second one is %not found. Actually the logical opposite of %found, it returns true if an insert, update or delete statement affects no rows, or a select into statements return no rows, otherwise it return false. Okay, so last DML is successful, then it will return false. Now third one is open. So always return false for implicit cursor, because Oracle closes the SQL cursor automatically after executing it associated SQL statement. Now fourth one is row count. Actually, how much row it affects, that it counts. So return the number of rows affected by insert, update or delete statement. If I'm performing a DML statement like insert, update or delete, so how many row it affects. So it gives me the number of row, or return by select into statement. So here's the table. So here I can use all my implicit set cursors like %found, %not found, %row count, is open and all that. So now quickly focus on to the explicit cursors. So explicit cursors are the programmer defined cursor that we are defining for gaining more control over the context area. An explicit cursor should be defined in the declaration section. Okay, we have to define it in the declaration section of the PLSQL block. It is created on a select statement which returns more than one row. Okay, remember this. So the syntax for creating an explicit cursor, that's first cursor, then cursor name, then is select statement. Now working with an explicit cursor indicates the following state. First is declaring the cursor for initializing the memory. That means I have to declare a cursor like cursor, defining cursor with associate name and associate select statement, that is declaring the cursor. Now opening the cursor for allocating memory, that means opening the cursor allocates the memory for cursor, make it really for fetching the rows returned by the SQL statement. I'm opening my cursor in order to fetch the statements. Now fetching the cursor for retrieving data, that means fetching the cursor involves access one row at a time. I can access one row at a time, that's nothing but a fetching. Now after fetching the data, what I need to do, I need to close the cursor. So closing the cursor, releasing the allocated memory. So closing the cursor means I am releasing all the allocated memory. So that's it. Thanks for watching this video.